So, I was wondering if I could get the aux. The aux. I want to take a big And welcome to Pass the Aux. I'm your host, Kevin the Chef Cook.
And I'm Callie Cole.
My co-host.
Wow.
And our guest today,
Gabe the Hash Brown.
Good.
Impromptu intro was great.
Oh, so good. So our intro didn't work. We couldn't get the audio to work, if you couldn't tell.
I was wondering if I could get the audio. Before we get into our topics today, typical, we ask everyone, what have you been listening to lately?
Yeah.
Starting
This is
with you.
season 6, episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to know what people are listening to in the moment.
This is crazy. Just Panic at the Disco. Just been mourning.
I'm not surprised.
I know. It's the only thing that's been on my playlist.
I am appalled.
Crazy. Since yesterday. So, you know.
That's
or
good.
2 days ago. Yeah.
Whenever they announced it. I don't know.
We'll get into it.
It still feels like Monday to me, so.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is.
It's Thursday.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's Pass the Aux Thursday.
News
That's
to me?
crazy.
Huh?
That's news to me?
Nah.
Yes. So that's all you've been listening to?
That's it. Just Panic at the Disco for the past couple days.
Gabriel.
Mm-hmm. I've been listening to a lot of old school Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Like his first
Yeah.
projects. You know, The Block is Hot and all those.
The good
I like unearthing a little bit of old school hip hop every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's a vibe, man.
I feel it.
Especially like old Lil Wayne.
Oh, I love
it. Can
it.
awaken something in you.
Mm-hmm. And especially those songs aren't the ones that you hear on the radio that they beat the crap out of all the time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely I enjoy the newness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I catch myself going through like old Wayne mixtapes too, just for funs.
I love it.
Such a good artist.
Yeah, he's
It's
very
one of my
good.
top 5.
That's
He's
why
little.
he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I hate everything.
Sorry,
that
that's
just
more of a
happened.
sports thing. I'll let Kobe
Yeah.
have that one.
This is not Sports Extra.
Sorry, I was on one podcast and now I don't know how to act.
Wrong one. Switch it back. And you? What have you been listening to, Gavin?
Yeah.
I've been listening to a little bit of Bow Wow.
Okay.
Just-
that makes sense.
Just cause, like, I know now because how my life has been, but I used to think that everyone liked Bow Wow. Like, I thought he was just as popular as I thought he was when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, as life goes on, you realize no one liked Bow Wow as much as I did, or even thought of him as much. There's been 3 people that liked Bow Wow as much as me, and that was Coda, Tiffany, and Chivy.
Shout out Robotics.
Yeah, shout out Robotics. But every other time, like, everyone's just like, "No, man, I really thought he was like Mike." That's all I can think of. Or like Roll Bounce, because that's another good movie.
I was about to say Roll Bounce is one of my favorite movies ever.
It's a great movie. But like, I loved him as a kid, you know? And I was listening to a little bit of him. I've also been like really into Trippie Redd's new album.
Oh, okay.
Which is shocking, because the last album Trippie Redd put out like disappointed me a little bit.
yeah.
Very much so.
And then also, you know, I've been listening to Babytron. He dropped a new album, Detroit's Finest. He's great. But short of that, I've been watching a lot of TV in my sickness. So I haven't had time to listen to a lot of music. I did listen to Corday's new song with Anderson .Paak. It's pretty good.
I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah. I don't think it's as good as RMP, but it's still pretty good. I think RMP is just ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But J. Cole produced both of them, so they're both great. So, but we have some topics that we want to talk about. Specifically, we want to start this episode off as a funeral.
So sad.
Specifically for Callie, because
I'm so upset. I literally
we
was
value
in the
her
worst
feelings
mood.
and we care. So,
Oh.
would you care to segue us into this?
Okay, well, I'm pretty confident Tuesday morning. That's what I'm going with. Tuesday morning at like 8:30 a.m. I was sitting in class. The first thing I opened on my Instagram, I was sitting there because I actually got to class early for once. My morning class, kind of crazy.
This is a shock.
I know. And the first post I see is Panic at the Disco broke up. They are going their separate ways after almost 20 years. They formed in 2004, but they didn't blow up till 2005.
Wow.
So yeah.
But they split.
So sad. Brendan Urie's about to have a baby, so he just feels like it's their time to all go their separate ways.
I'd be a
their
little
separate
family
paths.
man.
Yeah, he goes, he can't wait for the new adventures. I should just
Word.
pull up the Instagram post.
Yeah.
Gav,
I know
do
I
you-
was talking to you guys about it earlier, but
Mhm.
the lead singer had went to the Pike Performing Arts. He like posted an Instagram picture in front of our high school, and I don't know what the relevance of it was, but it was
Yeah.
like during COVID,
Mhm.
and so all these people drive to our school, and he had already left by then,
Oh,
which I thought was funny. But I mean,
I
people
I know
were
what you're
losing
talking
their
about.
mind.
I can't imagine if he showed up to my school.
But I thought it was so random. Like you don't see
Oh.
many celebrities go and take pictures with random high schools.
No. The closest thing I can think to that, at least around like the Indianapolis area, would be when like Drake Bell went to like Fisher or HSE. He showed up to HSE and did a little performance and got like booed out.
I remember when
Shocker.
This is aged well.
Shocker
Oh,
that
what
Drake
was it?
Bell got
Life is
booed
Good.
out.
Sing Drake and Jones.
They had filmed Life is Good and Gary with Drake, Future, and yeah, it's just Drake and
Yeah.
Future.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
I knew
that.
about
It was,
that.
it was like a
I
drive
didn't know
through
that.
up in
I
Gary.
remember
That's
that
cool.
because Freddie Gibbs is from Gary,
Okay. I knew
and
that.
that's like his thing. Is like he always jokes around with other rappers. He's always like, "You can't come to Gary." He's like, "You think Chicago's tough, but like Gary's like broke tough.
Yeah.
Like he's like murder capital of the world, but also it looks like crap." But
That's scary.
no, I remember him talking about that. He was like, pretty bold of Drake to show up in Gary. I'm glad he's alive.
He's like YOLO.
Prayers
He's
to
bored.
prayers to the sixth god.
Aw. Alrighty, so with going back to Panic a little bit, he goes, he's bringing this chapter of his life to an end to put more focus and energy on family. So Panic at the Disco is no more. That's basically it summed up. But they're going to continue and finish their Europe and UK tour, though, as their last run together. So they aren't doing like a final reunion tour or
Last two
anything.
raw?
That's what I was upset about. I was like, they're not going to do... Yeah. No.
Well, let me
just-
ask you, what was the first
fine.
song that you played when you found this news out? Because
Oh
usually
my
people have like
gosh.
go-to songs when like artists die or
Oh, I
you
can-
know
I
bands
have
break
a
up.
whole like essentials playlist, so I just went and turned it on, and
Fair,
I just have
fair.
been listening to it like crazy. It's so I saw them live back in high school. I think it was their like Death of a Bachelor tour. What year? 2017, like around them.
Mhm.
They sound exactly the same live as they do recorded.
Really?
And oh my gosh, they're so talented. It was funny because I'm pretty sure they were opening for Weezer, but like so many people left when Weezer was
Yeah.
performing. They were there for Panic, and I was like, dang, like that's insane. But yeah, pretty upset about that. Anything? I don't know. I mean, they broke up. Like,
It's sad. I mean,
anything else from you, Gav?
I'm
Oh,
thinking about how to word this because I have conflicting
I
feelings when it
know.
comes to Panic at the Disco because like I actually don't care that they changed their sound. Like
Okay.
that's really never been a thing that I've had an issue with bands. I only have an issue when they do it and it turns out bad. Like we talked about this for the
Yeah.
Five Sauce episode
right. Yeah.
where I was telling you like I was concerned when they started switching, but
Yeah,
I think
but
5
their
Seconds
sound
of Summer is
matured.
better off now.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say though is I don't know if I can say that about Panic at the Disco. I don't think they made a bad choice, but also I can't sit here and say like, oh, they're better off that way.
Well, obviously they didn't make a bad choice because they became more mainstream by changing their sound. I mean, think about how many sports commercials you heard with High Hopes when that came out.
No, I know
Every
that.
one of them.
I think the way I look at it is from like a strictly like financial growth standpoint. Obviously, they made the right decision.
Oh, right.
Because they blew up. They
Yeah.
made millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I think of like other of like the pop punk like emo bands I listened to growing up, and I remember I don't fully agree with it, but like part of it makes sense. I remember an interview that was had with I always forget his name, lead singer Pierce the Veil, when Panic at the Disco first like started transitioning to like their pop music. I remember him saying like, yeah, good for them. They're gonna make a lot of money. He was like, but is the music they're making really like them trying to get their feelings out anymore, or are they just coddling the machine that is them being able to produce money because they sound good? And like I don't fully like agree or disagree with that. It's just it turns into this
Now-
huge debate you see everywhere.
Now, the only thing that I will say, I have mixed feelings on that. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up their latest thing. Because I will say their most recent album, what was that? Oh, Viva Las Vengeance. Is that what it was? That one was not very good.
Oh,
Their most recent one, that was very forced, in my opinion. Because they've tried to come out with an album every 2 to 4 years, it looks like, since basically they started.
Oh, yeah. In which, granted, more power to them. Because
Right.
when it comes to music,
But-
I completely get it. Because off streams alone, you don't make that much money. You know, they have to tour. And in order to tour, you have to have new music. So,
But you think Prayed for the Wicked was bad?
I don't think it was bad.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying the music was bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying they were making good music, but it was just good music. You know, like I didn't, which, you know, correct me, which I've never been the biggest fan.
Yeah.
I loved them in, you know, the 05 to 08 grungy, like their emo days.
Oh, I
you know?
agree. That's my favorite Panic at the Disco, but
I kind of like, more so like lost my just love for them as they changed, but not because they
I did not.
changed.
Yeah.
It's because of like how I wanted to listen to music, you know?
I will say their style from when you're listening to like I Write Sins Not Tragedies compared to like what we were just talking about, Silver Lining, like so different. Or,
Oh, yeah.
Hey Look Mom, I Made It.
My
like,
thing is, like,
so different.
When we got into like which Death of a Bachelor wasn't that bad either.
I still feel like there was a lot of their own
Yeah.
in that one.
Because in 2013, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, that's when they like really like started the transition, but still had like their
You think
emo
that?
ideas.
I don't think that album's transitioning at all. I think that's still very core them.
Honestly, I kind of
This Is
agree with
Gospel
that because
is a pop song.
regardless of if
That's
you
true.
like them or
Yeah.
not, I feel like the Panic at the Disco kind of created like a certain genre of fan. Like, you know, you have like your Taylor Swift fans, your Drake fans. Like,
Yeah.
Panic at the Disco definitely had a certain type of fit for the listeners.
And maybe that's been like my issue with them. It's not the band itself. I never had a problem with the music. Because everyone changes their music style.
It's
It
like the culture
happens.
with it.
Drake
Yeah.
isn't making the same music that he used to when he was hungry. He's made it,
Right.
and now he's making stuff that he knows is going to chart because it can.
Money. Yeah.
And like quite literally, like Pray for the Wicked was like their top of what they're doing. Basically, let me just have some fun with this.
Okay, yeah,
And
I agree with that.
I'm not saying,
I
like,
thought you
their
were
best
about to say.
performance.
I was like, whoa.
No, I meant like they're at like the top of like how they're doing whatever they're doing. I'm not gonna say it's their best performance or anything like that, but that's when they know that they've reached a certain level, and so
I feel like that was the most commercialized album. I still feel like when you're listening to like radio hits, there were way more songs from Death of a Bachelor on the radio compared to.
for sure.
I wouldn't say Pray for the Wicked's like their peak money one.
No, I meant that's when they hit like their point where they're like,
Okay, we're
we
done.
can do whatever,
Yeah.
and that's kind
Okay.
of, and that's why Viva Las Vengeance was bad.
But I almost feel like they thought they could do whatever, and
that's why that album was
But
bad.
that's the album that they're leaving us with. I'm
Yeah.
so
And
mad.
Honestly,
Oh my
but if you think about
God.
like other big groups, like let's say even like Metallica or something,
Mm-hmm.
they'll probably drop something, you know, 10,
Oh, they
15
still
years
yeah.
down the road.
Yeah,
Red Hot Chili Peppers is the
Right,
best example
right,
of that.
exactly.
no, they're not.
They just
the
keep
worst
dropping
example of it.
music.
That
That's
was
what
like
I'm
the
saying.
bad
Problem
album.
with music, but quality music.
That's
I
what
mean.
I'm. That's exactly what I'm
Metallica.
saying. What do you mean?
Metallica.
That's a
they-
bad
they
example.
actually-
Metallica
You think
did
Metallica's
something
bad one?
crazy. No, Metallica's great.
Oh yeah.
The
I
Black
think
Album
Metallica's-
was phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would have thought to have Miley
Yours-
Cyrus cover a Metallica song?
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
am-
But
As a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, I'm mad with them. That's why I'm not going to give them any credit in anything.
Like I agree with that. Like they should stop. Like
Yeah.
stop while you're ahead. So maybe
Or
they
just
saw.
make good music.
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
That's how
that's
I've
also
been.
a solution.
So maybe Panic decided they were done because they realized this last album was half-hearted,
If they
bad quality.
they don't even have to like consider this a full-on breakup. They can, which
They have.
I think they should.
they can, but
But they don't
will
have-
people accept
They're
it?
My thing
Going-
is they don't have to. Just take a long break.
I will
Yeah.
say, like, and I hate to say this because I think Panic's very talented, but they're nothing without Brendan Urie.
And that's the worst part is
I
because
mean, they aren't.
I wish they could be something without Brendan Urie.
But they can't. And he's going to go more Broadway, more family, more. In my opinion, I think he'll go more broad. He used to do Broadway
no,
stuff.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at him doing Broadway.
Yeah.
I was laughing at you saying family. I
Oh,
was thinking,
yeah.
that that fits in the next thing I was going to talk
Oh,
about.
okay. All right.
Like I said, I wish Panic at the Disco could have been good without Brendan Urie because he's the only person out of the band I want to see fail. Because I did my research. I didn't want to just walk in here and be like, I heard bad things.
Okay.
And I'm only going to read the things that were confirmed.
Okay.
Which they were all just said out of his mouth. He never did anything, but it's still ignorant, and that's where I get mad. So in 2020, the bodyguard for Panic at the Disco on tour got arrested for sexual assault. And the person who reported the bodyguard also tweeted and said the same about Brendan Urie, but didn't have evidence to take it to court or whatever. And, that's been dismissed or whatever. And, looking past that too, people have dug. And let me tell you, I hate it when people dig. Because I really wanted to just be like, nothing's confirmed. I can still enjoy Panic at the Disco. But no, there is audio clips. Specifically, I have the two worst ones. Brendan Urie at a concert when he was 35 years old. This is, I think, probably 2018, maybe.
Okay. I'll look up how old he is.
Is fairly recent enough to where, it's their poppier music. I'm not going to sit here and say the whole crowd was a bunch of minors.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of...
He's currently 35.
Okay, so this was recently.
That's
Great.
Goodness, okay.
Which is worse. He said, if I see you after the show, I'm going to F you. I don't care if you want it. I more care if you don't want it because then I really want it.
Oh, yeah, nah.
And then...
This is on recording?
Middle concert yells this.
Well, then somebody's got to have a recording.
On the microphone?
Like, because there's no way that in a whole stadium worth of people that is not on video.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Well, I mean, that's where this article got it from.
Okay, gotcha.
But, and then also a separate concert, he randomly said, I wish I was born black so I could wear the clothes I wear without getting made fun of.
I think you can still wear the clothes that you want.
I don't feel like that's
just a matter of if you pull it off.
Appropriately worded.
It's more of an ignorance thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
he
I'm
means
not gonna
that
say he's
maliciously.
racist. No.
That's still not appropriate.
It's
very
ignorance.
ignorant. Yeah.
When you have a platform like you have, it's no different than people getting mad at politicians.
This reminds me of DaBaby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think DaBaby meant what he said maliciously, but it still sounded
it's extremely ignorant.
Yeah.
And thus led to his fall off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would say when you have that sort of platform, you should be more careful about the things.
Exactly.
That you
It's
say.
no different than a politician messing up a word or your favorite artist messing up a sentence. It sounds bad, and people will take it bad. When you're in the spotlight, people want you to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
but
is pretty bad.
with that being said, I'm not going to sit here and be like,
but that's it? That's all the confirmed stuff on him?
that's all that's confirmed. There's a ton of allegations, but we don't have to dig deep into that.
Right.
Because my thing is with allegations, I'll separate myself from enjoying certain things due to an allegation, but I'm not going to sit here and like spread opinions.
Yeah.
But there's allegations of him being handsy, specifically towards minors at shows, like during their backstage passes or whatever. But nothing's confirmed, nothing's denied. So that's kind of why I'm just like, if they could, they should have pushed Brendan Urie away. But never going to happen.
Panic at the Disco would have never lasted if they just cut him.
For sure.
I hate saying that, but like,
no, I
he's
completely
the
agree with
voice,
that.
They'd have to just make a new band.
He literally, and like that, and that's what leads to the tweets. Is I think a lot of this breakup is more funny to me than it is like heartbreaking. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm heartbroken
because
now, seriously,
Twitter has ran with this, and it has made me so happy. And it said all the other members of Panic at the Disco when Brendan Urie's breaking up, and it's just 5 different pictures of Brendan Urie.
Well, no, like think about that. Like think about how you just phrased that sentence. Panic at the Disco, the 5 other members, and Brendan Urie. Like, do you know the other members?
No.
Exactly. It's kind of like
a
Maroon 5.
There's a lot of bands that are like that, though.
Yes.
Like Adam Levine. Nobody knows who else the 5 are, but Adam Levine's still in there.
Yeah.
At least with something like that, though, you could see the band and recognize them, even if you don't know their names. I don't think I've ever seen the members of Panic at the Disco, even in their music videos. It's pretty much just Brendan Urie in the front of it all.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I've seen them live, so I've seen the band, but
yeah, I meant from like outside of that, because like I can remember
I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, with even in most of not as many anymore, but they're
Not as
older
often.
videos.
Yeah, they're older videos. You'd see the whole band there,
Sugar.
or
Think of like Fall Out Boy.
yeah,
I was
something
gonna
like
say,
that.
if
Or
I was gonna
sometimes-
bring up Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I'm personally a bigger Fall Out Boy fan than Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
When Light It Up came out, I swore up and down that was gonna be my wrestling theme song when I was younger.
Gosh,
Like,
I
in the
hated
little
that
debate
song.
between Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, I thought Fall Out Boy was a
no.
little bit more talented and their music was a little bit more enjoyable.
I think just because of your love for them, we're gonna not include you in this argument here. But yes, Fall Out Boy is better.
Whoa,
There we go.
I didn't even get to speak my opinion. Excuse you. I was gonna say lyrically, I do like Fall Out. I've seen them both live. I love Fall Out Boy too, just as much.
Oh yeah, Fall Out Boy's great.
But I mean, I do feel like they're more lyrically talented and stay more to their voice. No, I do. Like,
I was
mean,
just messing with you.
You're so mean.
I was
You're
just messing
picking
with
on
you.
me.
I was
No,
trying to
listen.
keep from an argument to start.
It's too late. You started it by being like, no opinion.
Fine then. I'm buckling down, heels in the dirt. Fall Out Boy, significantly better
Okay,
than Panic at the
whoa,
Disco.
we're backing it back up. I did not say significantly at all.
I
But I
did.
will say Panic does try to be more mainstream, where like Fall Out Boy has more like
They've stuck to their
passion.
roots.
Yeah. Well, they've changed, but like I mean, think of like their
They're stuck with their like style. They haven't like changed. They've changed their genre, but they've kept their style.
okay, yeah.
Like they've made more poppy sounding songs.
Look
but
at like
they-
Young and Menace. That album was weird.
Oh yeah. No, I meant like when I say style, I didn't mean like the type of music they're making. I meant like how they approach it, like how they look. Like
Yeah. I mean, you should go see some of the videos they're posting right now because it is 2006 type
Really?
material. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Fall Out
Weird
Boy.
Like
is-
they've been painting their faces again and like doing
Fall
stuff.
Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Pierce the Veil, Paramore. They are back.
Yeah.
Like
This is-
Paramore's the only one that isn't exactly like they used to be, but all the other bands sound identical to like their heyday, and I'm with it. Like
Yeah, super off topic. Fall Out Boy's album. When does this come out?
Ohio.
It's soon. It's soon. March
It's named
24th.
Ohio.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm not listening to it if it's that.
Fall Out Boy's album comes out March 24th. Their new one.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the resurgence of emo music, man.
You
It-
think?
Honestly, I think
It'll
it's
be
already
interesting.
here.
With the
I think Lil Uzi.
No, I
Lil
meant, like-
Uzi has kind of kickstarted it, in my opinion.
no.
I think kind of like that goth.
I'm
like,
Really?
talking the emo bands.
Oh,
like,
bands,
I'm
yeah.
talking like back in the day when you thought emo was a bad thing.
Yeah,
That.
I'll
It's
say-
resurging
I
because
absolutely agree with you.
of Lil Uzi
Yeah.
Vert and like
I think
Juice
MGK. You know, like the whole painting your nails.
Gross.
And like
That's
tattoo.
like
MGK
no,
wasn't the
no.
first white man to paint his nails and make rock music. Gosh, it's just because he went from being a rapper to doing it that everyone's amazed. God, I'm tired of
Whoa.
MGK, man. He's not even a good actor. And I
Wow.
went there.
he was good in Bird Box.
No, he was not.
He literally had a sex scene and then disappeared.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So what else do you need?
Pete Davidson's a better actor, bro.
Stop that.
He's gotten killed on camera twice now, and it's been glorious.
And back to the topic.
Yes.
So great. We've gotten so off
So-
topic. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Oh, do we
My final thought on them breaking up is long overdue. Or at least them taking a hiatus is long overdue. I think Pray for the Wicked was the perfect time for them to put out a good album and then just take a break.
I feel like they should have
And just, like, not even like a 4-year break
No.
like they did. I'm talking a long
they need to
break.
disband. But
They need to get old before they come back together.
right. But I don't know.
And even then, just do a reunion tour, man.
Right. Their last
After-
album was very disappointing. I will
Exactly.
agree with that.
After Vengeance, like, tired of it. What
Yeah.
were they thinking?
I don't know.
They weren't.
They weren't.
Exactly. Alrighty. Do we want to do our top 5 Panic songs?
Yes.
Okay. You want to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, in order from 5 to 1, I'm
Okay.
going to start with the bottom one.
Alrighty.
Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time.
Okay. Solid song.
Because it's just...
So good.
I love the sample in the beginning, too. You know, the boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. And, something about just throwing things together in the chorus for no reason. Just champagne, cocaine, gasoline.
Yeah.
Like, something about Brendan Urie's voice in that song really, like, made me think, like, man,
He sings
this dude's
beautifully.
not doing cocaine, but he makes it sound like he is. No, but that song's like just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you could see that in like a movie when a big
You
party
don't think
scene's
he's
about to
done
go down.
coke? I definitely.
I'm sure
think
he
I think all the
has.
big
I just
kind
didn't
of
want
rock
to
stars
incriminate him right here.
I will. I think he's definitely done coke.
And then number 4, the only difference between martyrdom and suicide is press coverage from A
Okay.
Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Yeah.
Banger.
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 Very good one.
Such a good that album in general.
That album is phenomenal.
Number 3 is The Battle of Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Valid.
From I forget what album. I think it was.
Vices and Virtues.
Yes. Thank you.
Y'all.
Just banger again. That's like it's weird. Like that's like that song sounds like Fall Out Boy. And that's like the weird thing to me is like until you get to like literally the chorus and you realize, oh, that's Brendan Urie. Like it sounds like Fall Out Boy and you're like, what is this? Number 2, lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. Because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious and problematic at the same time.
Okay.
And then number 1, just strictly off the nostalgia from it, is just I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. Like, just because, like, it literally that song can come on and almost everyone around you will know it and at least know the hook, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's my top 5.
Okay. Gabe.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
my top 5. This is solely going off of the thumbnails off of YouTube.
Oh.
So, Girls,
Disappointing.
Boys is my number 5 because I think
Okay.
I've seen that one before. Right.
I like this randomness for it. I'm
Number
curious.
4. I think I see a Muppet in this. Hey, look, Ma, I made it.
Hey,
Right.
look,
The
Ma,
trailer
I
does
made it. Yeah.
the YouTube video just it does have
Okay.
Yeah,
Muppets in it.
yeah.
Number 3, A Ballad of Mona Lisa. That looks pretty badass. I'm pretty sure I've heard that one
That is a
before.
good
one.
song.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Banger.
We talked about this
I'm
one
glad that
earlier.
you're just randomly
Miss
picking.
Jackson. Miss Jackson always seems like a valid number
Such
2.
a good song. Yeah.
And then number 1, we're going to do Victorious. Because
Because it was on the radio.
that's what I'm
It
talking
sounds
about.
like
Number
it sounds
one.
like it sounds
Sounds
like
like the one.
victory, and it's got to be a victory.
You have to be
It's
victorious.
got to be number 1.
I love it. I love it. That was,
So that's my top 5.
Gabe, that was probably my favorite list that we've ever made on Pass the Ox. I'm going to be honest. It was so pure. Who is that? What is that?
you. Wait. Yeah, thank you, Braden, for MGK. Who's that? All right, Callie,
Okay. All right.
save us.
You're actually okay. Mine are pretty mainstream though.
That's
So,
okay.
Um,
You can't do
Okay.
worse than
That's
not
true.
listening.
that's true.
So Victorious is number 1.
Okay. So my one that didn't make my top 5 is House of Memories. Like that's the only one that I was like, just
honorable
because I
mention.
really love that one. Yeah. Okay. So my 5th one would probably be Death of a Bachelor. Like how can you not want to just
Yeah.
belt that one?
Oh,
out?
I did forget to say that. I will say
Oh.
that This Is Gospel is an honorable mention.
Ooh, that's on my honorable
Specifically,
mention.
That's my
just the
number 6.
piano part, like just the piano version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who hurt you?
My 4th one would probably be Vegas Lights.
Okay.
I don't like. Okay, it was never like a big one, but it was one like my sister and I loved a lot.
That's a fun song.
Like, so we would listen to it, and I remember specifically her and I being really into it one summer when we went to like the lake house and stuff like that. Like yeah.
That's what it is.
Huh?
I was trying to think of how to describe Panic at the Disco's newer music.
What?
Vegas. Like, that is a vibe that they've put in, like, everything. Like, they have, like,
Okay.
showmanship to it. Like,
Oh,
Vegas
for
/
sure.
circus vibes.
They're performers. Like,
yeah.
they're
That's, like,
very.
that's what their music feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like you're walking down the strip. Sometimes it feels like you lost all your money. Other times it feels like you're living big.
There we go.
Hey.
Victorious.
Okay.
Sorry.
Number 3.
Sorry.
Number 3. It's actually one from a soundtrack, which is really weird, but like this was just one that I was crazy about. New Perspective on is it Jennifer's Body? Yeah, Jennifer's Body.
Okay, I thought you were going to say
Um,
something completely different.
You come along because I love.
Weren't they the one? Didn't
And on my-
Panic at the Disco do Greatest Showman stuff?
Yes, I actually do know that because I listened
When
to the
she said motion picture, when she said
Bang
movie
Bang.
soundtrack, I was
Wait,
going to
no,
get
no, no.
mad.
Bang Bang Bang's not them.
I was
is
about to
it?
get mad.
Well, you'll have to listen.
Bang Bang Bang. No,
I don't
that's somebody
No,
else.
that's AJR.
Oh, okay. They sound the same to me.
What is going, Gabe? You are hurting me so much. Stop.
Sorry, he's
I
adding,
know,
there's
he's
a
just
comedic
sad.
aspect. He's just,
I know you're stabbing me not on purpose, and I don't really know what to do about it because I can't.
I
be
don't
mad.
mean it to be harmful, but it's funny.
Also, do we have like time for a 10-second pee break? Because I'm like squeezing my.
We'll let her.
Yeah.
We'll let her finish your top 5,
yeah.
and then we'll fill you in when you get back.
Thank you. I'm clenching.
9 in the afternoon is my number 2. Just because I just
Nine
love
in-
that.
I actually do know
9
that
in the
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because your eyes are the size of the moon.
Which was the
Yeah.
one? Is that the one that's on Just Dance?
Probably.
Oh, forgot.
I don't know. Many of them are.
Yeah. And then my top one is I Write Since Not Tragedy.
Get some of that. That's what's up right there.
That's why when you said it, I was like, dang.
Pardon my
Just 'cause-
French, but
yeah.
damn good pick.
It's
It is a
high
good-
hopes.
I think this. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was just talking about. That was used in. That might have been pre-recording, but like all the football commercials.
Yeah.
For the 20.
They did a lot for like soccer
They
too.
did a
Really?
lot of sports commercials.
High
for
Hopes
those.
was, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you remember when Middle Child came out by J. Cole and they
Yes, I
started
do.
using it with everything in the NBA.
That's
Mhm.
High Hopes.
That's what High Hopes was for like
Easy.
the soccer world,
Really?
or at least American
Yeah.
soccer.
How do you not know that?
I'm
Like
gonna have to
the
listen to this one in
USA
the bathroom.
Soccer League.
Yeah.
High Hopes, like you listen to it, and
I'm
you're like,
sure I've heard
"Mm,
it then.
Yeah.
You probably have.
Alrighty.
Um,
Skedaddle out. Get
I'll
out.
be back in like 5 seconds.
Alrighty.
We're timing you.
As at 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna wait for the door to shut. 3.5.
So it took
Alrighty.
5 seconds for the door to close.
And now that bad opinions are gone,
No opinions. He just looked. He just Googled. He Googled.
so bad.
Uh,
Okay. And to continue on, do we want to go into our next topic, or do we want to?
yeah. Let's lay down some foundation
Okay,
first, just
first
in case
off,
not everyone knows
no more
everything
Panic at the
about it.
Disco. Okay.
Yeah. So, Panic the Disco,
Right.
rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Rest in peace. You won't catch me talking about you for a little bit. Sorry. Bye. But the next topic is another burial, but this one is worth it. So everyone has probably either heard the song or heard the drama.
Oh yeah.
Miley Cyrus came out with her new song "Flowers,"
Mm-hmm.
and the song is great.
Phenomenal.
Like without context,
It's number 1 on Billboard right now.
Yeah, without context, I love the song.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew what it was about when listening to it, but even if I were just completely just blind to it,
Welcome
I'd
back,
still like
Gabe.
it. Welcome back. We're
As
talking-
a quick sum up,
What I
we're talking
missed.
about "Flowers" by Miley Cyrus and how it's number 1 on Billboard right now.
Is that the one where she took the? Okay.
no, don't say
Wait,
it.
no.
Okay.
We're gonna
Nope,
we're
we're
gonna
doing
we're gonna-
background.
we're diving deep. We're
This
just
is
laying
what
down the
happens-
foundation
this
right
is
now.
what happens when you go to the
I
bathroom.
actually know a little bit about this.
No.
Yeah. So the song is obviously about Liam Hemsworth, specifically about him cheating on her with Jennifer
Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence.
in
I forgot her
Hunger
last
Games.
name.
Yes.
So here's the.
Yep.
Let me say one thing before we dig
Woo!
deeper.
Thor?
I'm not mad at her.
What? No,
Wait, no,
Jennifer
it's-
Lawrence in
Jennifer
Hunger
Lawrence.
Games.
Katniss.
I know, but
Yeah.
is not the other guy
Oh,
Thor,
Lee-
or is that
no,
his brother?
His
no,
brother.
that's his
Okay,
brother.
okay,
Yes.
Also in Hunger Games. That's
Right,
how they
okay.
met.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've also seen
Um,
Hunger Games. I know.
You've seen that movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say before we continue, I'm not mad at Jennifer Lawrence.
Neither am I.
Uh-uh.
He initiated it, and we know it.
Okay.
She's just hot.
She alright.
It's not her fault that she was there. It could have been any other woman. Let's be real here. But okay, continuing.
Alright.
So she wrote the song about him, and there's a little bit more shade to it, more than just a story.
Yeah, there's
I
a
love
lot
deep
in
dives.
there.
My favorite part of the shade is it's in the hook.
Mm-hmm.
So when he first broke up, or when they first broke up because he cheated and whatnot, he dedicated a song to her. I don't know if it was on a radio station or
It
something.
was Bruno Mars.
When I Was Your
Oh
Man.
yes.
And so the hook alone is shady because everyone knows When I Was Your Man, I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. She said, I can buy myself flowers, take my own hours, and hold my own hand.
You dig?
She said, you keep that song and shove it up your butt, nerd. But
Nerd.
the song is great. I will confirm that for anyone who hasn't heard it yet. And just in general, like I love just like when a song can just end something like this. Like I'm so glad that Miley did it like this instead of
this
turning
is
it
such
into
a powerful
turning
move.
it into a giant press junket,
Do you
making it
know
a big thing.
The other deets on it, on like location.
Oh yes.
So when it
Yes.
comes to location of where this was shot,
Mm-hmm.
was this not where they
Yes.
where Liam cheated on her?
Yes. The
Yes.
house that he used to bring multiple, because it's rumored that he cheated on her more than once.
Exactly.
Not just with Jennifer. Jennifer Lawrence is just the known one.
That's what I was
Insane.
gonna wait
Yeah.
until we brought up the set
Yeah.
because that's why I started by saying I'm not mad at Jennifer Lawrence because there was more people.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, like, you don't know that he could have told them that they were over at the time. Like, you
Yeah.
have no idea. 'Cause
Exactly.
Hollywood's whatever. So I don't know. Two sides to every
It's
story.
like it's one thing if they were still together
Mhm.
Right.
or if Jennifer Lawrence got with him afterwards because
Yeah.
then we have a what's her name Olivia Rodrigo situation.
Gotcha.
But no, but overall like it's the most petty I've ever wanted out of anything.
But it's so good.
And Taylor Swift could never.
Oh,
okay.
no.
She could
Okay.
write a great song, but
Listen.
she could never do it like this.
Everybody's talking about this song. Shakira just dropped something equally, if not as good.
Really?
All right, I don't know how
I
to
think her
pronounce
tea's
it.
just not as mainstream. Like her drama.
Probably.
I
That's
don't
probably
know.
why.
Last I saw, she was in
okay.
jail.
No, actually.
I know nothing about
She's
Shakira.
Tax
innocent,
evasion.
innocent for her taxes. Anyway, so Shakira,
I think we have a Shakira fan.
yes, yeah, and her hips don't lie either. Anyway,
Oh, I know that.
she was once with Gerard Piqué, who is a center back for Barcelona,
Oh,
right?
I did actually look at all this.
I remember
Gerard
that. Yeah.
Piqué cheated on Shakira with
Yeah.
a 20-year-old, right? So
Right.
Shakira makes this heartfelt song talking about how he cheated on her. She called him, or she said that you traded a Rolex for a Casio, which is like a little like cheap watch over there.
Yeah, Casio. Yeah,
A Casio, and then
I got those here.
same thing with like a car. Like you traded
Yeah.
a Ferrari for something else, right? So PK goes out. He has like his own like little soccer business. He gets sponsored by the watch and goes out and buys the exact same car that she was talking about. So they're just like trading shots back and forth, right? And so like it's getting juicy, and like this Miley thing reminded
So
me
good.
exactly of it. Like how like they're referring to their past. Like she's going to the place that she got cheated on.
She also. Oh wait.
Oh, and the
okay, hold on.
blazer. I think
Yes.
that was the one where
I know
he
what you're
pulled her
talking
in
about.
and said like calm down or something, or like
Mhm.
quit acting out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot what
I know
event
what
that
you're
was,
talking
but that, I mean I remember
For
seeing that.
Miley?
Yeah, like she had licked his
Yeah.
face or something, right?
She no. Yes. But the thing from the Flowers music video that I think you're thinking about. So she wore this dress, and I'm pretty sure it's the same one Jennifer Lawrence wore.
Really? So she
Yeah,
was
like
taking shots at
Okay,
Jennifer.
okay. So I'll show the camera in a second. You see this dress?
Mhm.
She wore this in the music video because
Really?
it's what they wore on the Hunger Games carpet together. So I'm gonna try to show this camera.
There you go.
That dress, as I've got my music pulled up to the side. But that dress, that's all the Panic at the Disco songs I was just looking at. But yeah, that dress, she wore something, yeah, almost identical, but with a hood, and it was specifically for that reason.
Boom. I think there was also another message with her hair.
Yeah, I think there was too. Oh my gosh. Now I can't think of it. Yeah.
But go off, Miley.
No, honestly. Well, okay, from her past outbursts and stuff, this is one of the like,
This is a
This is-
sophisticated one.
I know.
I think
for
it's a
her,
very bossy
like,
move.
Oh yeah. I've never been a huge like Miley Cyrus fan or anything else, but this I was like, dang.
Yeah, my
I was
Miley
like,
Cyrus fandom kind of
dang.
stops after like Wrecking Ball in 23.
I don't
It
even know if I
shouldn't
got
have.
to Wrecking Ball.
Her last album was amazing, man.
Really?
Okay, let me tell you. I was actually less of a Miley fan during the whole Wrecking Ball thing.
I wasn't a
And,
big
like-
one during
And
that.
I wasn't like
I wasn't ever.
and
though.
it wasn't because she was like acting out and like I had a problem with it. I didn't like the music, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really liked 23 because
Oh,
there's
23
something
is
about
my
Miley
stuff.
Cyrus going, "I'm in the club."
Oh yeah.
The
Like,
I
Miley
got
twerk?
that one.
Oh, that
Bangers.
was iconic.
Yeah. See,
little
here's the
spin
thing.
and
Shades on.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Miley has hit like this moment where like you realize, which Demi Lovato has had like a similar moment, just not like this.
No.
By
comparable.
similar moment, I mean Miley has hit a moment where she's past this whole Disney thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
Way
you know,
past it.
She's been past it. But when
She's
she
been
was
past it since Wrecking Ball.
Bella-
well, when she
Thorne.
acted out then, everyone still was saying Disney actress Miley
Right.
Cyrus, you know? And
Yeah.
like we don't even talk about how polarizing it was when Wrecking Ball is a thing anymore. Miley
Mhm.
like distanced herself with that like
yeah.
perfectly. career move, nailed it.
Yeah.
And then, what I was saying was like Demi did a very similar thing with like her new music and specifically the Wilder Valderrama. Oh my gosh, English is hard. It's not even English.
That's okay.
But I love seeing her put more soul into her music the more she makes it. Like the last album was great.
Oh, I think this is some of the most she's put into music since ever. Like,
well, that's what I mean. It's like the
even
more she
before
makes.
Wrecking Ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the more she makes music, the more it's becoming Miley's music.
I agree with you 100%.
Because like obviously when she was Hannah Montana, she was Hannah Montana.
Right.
She was
Yeah.
playing a character
For Disney
doing
Channel.
stuff.
And in all honesty, I think Billy Ray Cyrus has low-key had the spotlight the last couple of years. Like, coming off of Old Town Road, like, homie's
He really
been
Oh,
up
he
yeah.
had
for a while.
he had a big comeback.
But I almost feel like that was good for her. Like, she didn't want all the attachment. Like,
No,
with
that's
and not
good.
even that, Noah came out and dropped a whole bunch of music.
The whole
She's dropped
fam-
music for a while
Yeah,
now, though.
But her like becoming successful with it and becoming like a little bit more mainstream, that's helped Miley so much. It keeps her from being the only one that's talked about. And now they can all do things without being seen as polarizing
Absolutely.
or negative.
Yeah.
And because I remember when Billy Ray Cyrus was still making music, the whole thing was, other than Achy Breaky Heart, people were not a fan of Billy Ray. He was only famous because he had Achy Breaky Heart, and then he had a famous daughter.
I was listening
Yeah.
to Achy
But
Breaky Heart
with-
the other day.
Exactly, but with Old Town Road, it puts Miley here and him right behind her.
Yeah.
And in a way, he helped her do what he should have done, which is not cave to one catchy song. And look at her. Like, for the most part, Hannah Montana had bangers. Like,
The
those.
Yeah,
Climb,
but it's a
Party in the
Disney,
USA.
like...
Well, what I mean
yeah,
is, like,
Party in the
Party in the USA was very
Woo!
Disney.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a banger.
Oh, absolutely.
But, yeah, that is Disney. That's like... I mean, I hate to say this, and, like, this is no shade towards her, because I think she does it beautifully. They could have grabbed anyone to do Party in the USA and picked a
It was
different
very
girl to sing it.
Kesha-esque. Like,
That's
just
what I'm
party
saying.
music.
Like, Disney could have picked...
we needed a hit girl to do it.
No. And
Name another famous hit girl right now. I dare you. Thought so.
Zendaya.
around that time,
Hick?
or maybe not.
Hick.
No.
Hick. Okay.
No, but Disney could have worked.
I love Zendaya's country accent.
Disney could have taken somebody else though and done the same thing. And
Well, what I mean is, like,
that song
Selena
isn't.
Gomez could have
with-
sang that.
That's a maybe not as country, but that's a fantastic song. But it's not
Taylor
because
Swift.
it's Miley's
Yeah.
fantastic song.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
what I mean is, like, having Billy Ray right there, like, he played dad. He got to be the dad in the show, and he got to be dad in real life still.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have to, like, hand his daughter over to Disney and then
Yeah.
let them make the big career choices.
Yeah.
He got to help.
Yeah.
And I think that kept her from pulling a Billy Ray and, like, just disappearing after Disney.
Agree to disagree. I mean, like, yeah, she didn't disappear, but like, in order to separate yourself from Disney, some people do. Most
She
people
acted
don't.
out.
Yeah,
She did
most
the
people
right
don't do it
thing.
as grace. I don't know if it's right.
I don't
or
think she did it
wrong.
gracefully. I think
No,
she went through a
'cause-
lot of crap.
Right.
Wrecking
I mean,
Ball described all of it.
right.
Even
right.
after Wrecking Ball, she went on a couple. Like, she went on
Yeah,
with to
there's-
Joe Rogan, and like you can hear
There's
how
a
raspy her
couple
voice
ones.
is. Like, she's
Well,
a completely
was-
different person.
I was just gonna say, there's very few people that do it gracefully, like Zendaya, somebody like that. But most people normally have some fallout or a disappearance in order to transition, and I
Bella
think that's
Thorne.
what she was. Oh yeah, that's another
the
big.
biggest
Well, that's what I
one
mean.
can
Is
think
like,
of.
But then
well,
like
Zendaya
Selena
and Bella
Gomez
Thorne-
disappears kind of.
True.
Yeah,
Or
they-
Demi Lovato. I think she's kind of gone off the rails.
She did go off the rails.
she did. She's back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she did.
And no, I know. I'm just saying, like, she's back now,
Dang, this
but
has
she.
been a while for Petty music. Cause talking about Demi Lovato, that makes me think of 29. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
this is the time for these people that they were like, you're just a kid,
Yeah.
you're just a kid. You just make the
Gaslight,
music
gaslight.
make the music we give you.
Yeah.
And shut up. And so, like, now we're getting to hear these stories about things, and like even like the Wrecking Ball days, Miley was still under a pop contract, so they're like, make it interesting and fun.
Yeah.
That song was about Liam, but it wasn't when all this had happened already. It was just they're like, just make a breakup song.
But I mean,
Yeah.
that's what
Just make a
people
breakup
love.
song.
People love,
Yeah.
airing out other people's business and a
Yeah.
good drama story.
Yeah.
And,
And now you can do it
I
more
don't-
heartfelt without
Exactly.
stirring the pot for no reason.
They split in like 2019 though. Like I don't think she did this because her label was telling her to.
No,
Like,
that's what I
think This is
mean.
fully like her.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
Okay,
is like,
yeah. We're saying the same thing then.
Now we're getting into a part where you can just make the music that you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's why Demi Lovato made 29.
Yeah.
She hasn't been with Wilmer in years.
Oh yeah.
But he groomed her. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole
Yeah.
thing, is like, she was like, what, 19 and he was 29?
They met when she was 17.
That's what it was. Yeah. So, like,
and they started dating when she was 18.
yep. And he was 29 years old.
Yep.
That's a little
And so-
R. Kelly-ish.
So he's 11 years older than her.
Not quite, but I see what you're saying. No, yeah. And so, like, that's what the whole thing of, like, finally 29. She's like, I'm 29 now, and I see what you did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so,
Plain and simple.
Crazy.
overall, like, it's just phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
You know? Gosh, yes.
So
I
much.
love it.
I do.
Love
I
it.
love it too.
Bring us more Petty.
I want to see more Miley like that.
I think she's obviously, when a single like this happens, you're gearing to an album.
It'll be interesting though to see if her singles if the single's just a hit and the albums comparatively.
With how the last album was, I can see this one being even better if she continues to, like I said, put
if
her
she
soul
put in the
into
care,
it.
yeah.
If she puts her soul into it, because the last album, she put her soul into it, but she's not really like a rock artist, and she was going for like a grunge vibe, and it was
She's
still
trying to figure it out.
exactly. It was still good, but we're looking for this.
Yeah.
We're looking. I think she's finding her sound. You know, she has bangers, but I think she's finally finding Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Miley Cyrus, who used to be Hannah Montana. Not
Miley Cyrus.
Not
Yeah,
Miley
yeah.
Cyrus, fresh out of Disney. Not Miley Cyrus, just twerked on Robin Thicke. We found Miley Cyrus. You
I
know.
kind of like that. The Robin Thicke Miley.
different Miley, man.
So moving on. So we had one last thing we wanted to talk about,
Alright.
and it stems from a tweet, but we're not going to talk about who tweeted it for too long, and that was Bow Wow. Ironically,
By Rain.
talked about him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted recently, and the tweet specifically said, "Hip hop needs a board. No different than the NBA has their Players Association, a committee that we can set rules and keep things in control to protect this thing we call hip hop, and have a retirement for the OG rappers. I hate seeing my heroes liquored out and just being washed with no money." And that really like struck me reading it, because originally I was just like, wow, what did Bow Wow do now? You know, because last thing it was, he just got made fun of for saying he had a private jet, but people caught him on a public plane. But so that just made me think, and so, you know, upon doing some more digging and like just the thought process of it, I think more than hip hop needs that. And I just wanted to talk about it because this is another serious thing that people are still mad at the NFL for not coming through and having ideas for. And it's a weird thing with how the music industry works. You know, they're finding people who sometimes are only 18 years old, and they're roping them into these contracts.
Yeah.
That literally, they're like, if you don't make 5 albums, then we will take all of your money. And so these people get roped into these contracts, and no one wants to make 5 albums in the span of 5 years. So a lot of people are stuck for a very long time. And I think a union or something like this for the music like the whole music industry as a whole, I think it's a smart idea if it's done properly.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to figure out where you're going to go with that. I feel like there needs to be like a time requirement, like almost an age requirement. And I hate saying that, but like one artist that, like when you brought this topic up earlier, one artist, and I finally just figured out who I was thinking of, because this is just somebody I was thinking, like, would they qualify under this? Because I know they're not making any money now. Think about like Lil Pump. Think about how much that blew up in high school, how many songs went out, and like how annoying, like Gucci Gang, like how annoying that stuff was.
Let's get it.
But technically, would he make enough money and then not make money now to like qualify for something like that?
See,
Like that's where those rules come in, and he's not somebody that needs to be on that. He deserves
Well,
nothing else.
Okay, so
That's-
perfect, kind of contrary to what you said. I think there's people like Master P, who is an example of these rappers who turned away these big
Rev Run.
like labels and, you know, made their own empires themselves and showed that you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And so we see these other people like Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, who are kind of in control of their own money, and they promote that, oh, you know, don't sell your soul to, you know, these record labels, because they will alter your career, and
Yeah.
you know, they ultimately have control over, you know, what you can do and put out. And it's kind of sad to see, you know, you have some of your favorite artists come out, and, you know, within the span of a couple of years they start fizzling out, and you're like, you know, this kind of just bleeds in with every other song that I hear at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually I am not opposed to Lil Pump getting some type of.
What?
It's not them. A union doesn't just give people money, and so the idea is when like Lil Pump has reached his last leg. The idea is just helping
His
him.
last leg a long time ago.
Well, the idea is just helping him with basic human needs like healthcare.
With that being
But his
said,
last
okay.
thing came out in 2017.
No,
Okay,
with
but
that being
why does
said-
that mean he can't be taken care of? That's just like
No.
that's just like the arguments they're having with the NFL.
That's understandable, but if you go out and you're flexing on Instagram that you're buying a $250,000 chain, do you still qualify?
No, that's the thing though. Is like if he's out there obviously wasting his money, then no.
Well, that's what we see.
But how do you determine that then technically? Because like there's no way you could be like, I saw this on social media, no money for you. Like,
well, it's just like, anything else. They'd have to like go through like tax forms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole process. And, it's the same thing that like people are arguing with the NFL about. They're like, well, if my great grandpa was an NFL player and he retired and he played for 10 seasons for the Broncos, how come, why does Patrick Mahomes get health care, but this man who needs health care right this second doesn't get anything?
yeah.
That's a valid point.
A lot of people are saying that retired players don't deserve it. But that's what these things are being set in motion
We got to be
for.
careful that we're not getting on the topic of players versus artists.
No,
because,
I'm using this
I agree.
comparatively.
No, and I know that. And I actually, to some extent, like, I do agree with, like, the sports stuff way more than I do the music stuff.
Yes.
The music stuff, I feel like a lot of that is, like, Lil Pump has his whole life ahead of him. Like, why are you not... this is when that is on you. You need to invest your money properly. You need to get a financial aid person. Like, you can afford it. You can figure it out. You can figure out how to set yourself up for life. I'm sure he made enough to really do well for a number of years.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, that's not somebody where, like, no offense, I'm sorry you were immature and you didn't figure it out. Why should you qualify for anything like that?
Oh, yeah. When I said
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it, I mean, like, as a lifeline thing. Like, he literally is struggling and... his old label and stuff, he's not... Because technically, you still earn your royalties over all the years. And sometimes royalties in general don't earn you that much to begin with. So, down the line, he got screwed into a label deal. And I think even though Lil Pump is Lil Pump, he didn't do anything that was groundbreaking. I still think he got screwed into the position he's in
He deserves
from his deal.
He had no talent. He was lucky to get a deal.
How many people in the music industry actually have talent, though? That's the thing. Is like,
Especially
if
with
they
that
can give you a
SoundCloud
deal
era.
with no
Right.
talent, then they should be able to give you benefits with no talent. If I walk into a label and I'm like, man, I can play the accordion like there's no tomorrow, and they're like, hell yeah, contract, you're gonna make us money, and I'm like, okay, cool. Will you guys pay for my doctor's visit? And they say no. Wait,
But also, you have to
Yeah,
think about
but-
when music is more of like a hobby to a lot of people. They don't see it as a full-time job, so there's like, why would it require, health benefits and all these other things? And especially, like, let's say the people that do make it, the bigger rappers,
Yeah.
they're like, well, if you're benefiting off of your music and making money off your music, I mean, you're pretty well off.
yeah,
a lot
and
would
see,
say.
that's where people get it like twisted. Is this song will chart, but I mean, unless you're Drake, just because Drake could drop one song and make $1 million and not have to leave his bedroom.
Right.
But even J. Cole, he may drop a song and make no money off the song. It's all off of your merch and your shows.
Yeah, but he could choose to invest that and manage your money properly in order to still afford health care in the future and set himself up for that. Like, you can still get your own stuff.
No, I get that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, it's a safe space for just people in general, And, like, I'm not saying that one-hit wonders have to, be accepted just because.
Well, right.
Yeah, I'm saying
You think
It's-
Vanilla Ice deserves health benefits?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he has done no wrong. Like, yeah, he didn't make that many great songs, but, like, he went on and made a TV show about him joining the Amish just because he didn't have any more money.
And that's my
Well,
point.
then
Like,
you
once
ha-
you run out of money, you find other avenues
How
to do
does
it.
this, like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, let's say I never blow up and, like, or I'm just not successful or whatever. I'm pursuing music and everything else, but it just never works out for me. I'll have to get money some other way, so I'll be working a job. So just because you have one thing blow up or even a couple, like,
I'm talking people who music is their career.
Like, that's
but
what I'm saying.
that doesn't matter. Like,
You have to
How
make a
does that not
transition.
matter?
You have
Someone
to make a
tell me
transition
here.
into music.
Right.
You don't. I don't think anybody leaves high school and they're like, all right, I'm gonna do music full time. And even if they do, they probably know the risk of the money that's coming with it.
right.
Okay.
And like, I get that it's a career, but like,
There's a certain point, like, don't you like Drake? He did acting, right, until his music career really
Yeah.
took off and he was able to support himself off of music alone,
Mm-hmm.
and then he could, fully pivot into music.
Jake's the worst example. He was just rich to begin with.
Yeah,
He
but
started
I
off
mean
with
that's what I'm
money.
saying. Like once people make enough money in music, then that's when they can fully transition as a full time job.
Well, that's
Not to
that's
it's
say
just
that
one of
you're
those things
impossible.
with becoming famous, though. I mean, look at the people that are famous kind of nowadays. Like, look at all the TikTokers that are famous. That, I mean, I don't think they should get anything. If they make money on their own, that's great. But they shouldn't be protected because they're choosing to dance on the internet. That's great, but like,
I mean, it's
I
not
don't
really
know.
offering a service to anybody either.
No.
I'm not saying that it's what that
As-
job has to be, but like, if all I have to do is do a jumping jack in front of a camera and it gets me a couple million views,
that's
why?
completely different, though. My whole thing is, the NBA protects their players.
yeah, but
The
you're
NFL
still
protects their players.
you're still on like a team. You're still working for like
How is music
an
not
overall. It's not because like
Okay.
as much as you like. I think of an artist over their label, 100%. Now the label can
a
change
team? There's
the
more
artist.
than just the label, though. That's the point I'm trying to
Yeah,
make.
but-
Is it's not just the artist that needs the support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking producers, managers, and stuff, because the labels are actually the bad guys here. I'm not trying to help the labels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have the money. They have the rights to, say I'm J. Cole. They have the rights to all my music.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ever leave, they can still profit off me and never give me a penny if I leave the label.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is, say I drop everything and become a music artist, and I'm successful for a good 10 years. I put out a couple albums, and I sell out a few shows. I get nominated for a Grammy, don't even win one. Whenever I'm decided to all right, I'm done. Time to take a break in my career. I've made enough money where I can sit back and do whatever. That doesn't change the fact that someone doesn't need health care. Like, just because I have the
But-
money
no, I
doesn't
know.
mean I should have to pay full for everything, because it's a basic human right.
Right, but
That's
then
like- I see
you're
what you're saying.
arguing. Okay, but you're now arguing a whole different like
That's
political.
the same thing
party.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're arguing something I feel like for everyone and not just for artists at this point.
What would be the requirements or the threshold to say, okay, yes, you should get these benefits for making music? Like, is there okay, once you hit 1,000 streams, then you can qualify for it?
So no, because streams, like I said, streams and just straight up like song sales will never make enough money to get me a dinner, a nice dinner at a restaurant. But you could have, like, Ice Cube is a prime example. Yes, he does acting. Yes, he just did an album with Snoop Dogg, Too Short, and E40. But still, when's the last time you heard Ice Cube about his own project, his own album, and stuff like that?
2018.
Like a month ago.
Exactly. Like, how long before 2018?
I'm looking it up now.
Actually, no, he was doing something with
I
Trump.
want to say it was 2018 that his album.
dropped-
Actually, he just released an album December
That's the one
9th
with
of
E40 and
2022.
Too Short.
Okay, but did you hear
Everything's-
about it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
didn't we
listen to that
just
music
talked
all the
about it?
time.
Okay, no, I meant like from
So
you go on
his-
Twitter and like
Oh,
a
yeah,
news
absolutely
source.
not.
He
Yeah, they did.
released an album in 2018,
I think
then
Rap
in
posted something
2010,
about it.
and 2008, 2006, 2000.
That's more of
Yeah,
like,
the 2000s. That's
what do you call
that's
it?
when Ice Cube
Not gorillas.
big time. Huh?
What?
I'm drawing a blank on the song. Bow down, people.
I'm
Wait,
confused.
what?
Mm.
No idea, man.
This is gonna upset me if I can't find it within like 30 seconds.
Yeah, actually, didn't you guys just talk about the Snoop Cube 40 thing? That's his most recent thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the album.
That's that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that album is solid.
I didn't listen to it.
There's
I'll be
one
honest.
song on our top 40 from it.
Hey.
I think it's called West. No,
West. It's called Mount Westmore.
those are that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Bow Down and.
He said this or this, and you said, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's on GTA and everything.
Has it got Bop Gun?
No,
Is it an Ice Cube
the
song?
song is called Bow Down, but
Ice Cube.
they're a group. It was when Ice Cube left NWA.
Is it George Clinton and the Funk Paradelic or
I
whatever?
do not think so.
I'm lost.
Bow Down. West Side Connection.
West Side Connect. That's what it was.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay,
Figured it out.
so-
Yeah, so I finally done.
But
racking
what
my
I was
brain.
saying was, Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg both are a prime example.
All right.
They're from the
they
same.
don't need it.
I got to cut out.
They're
in
from
like
the same
3
era.
minutes too.
Okay,
Yeah,
they're-
me too. You're good.
they're
Yeah.
from the same era, but one is way more successful than the other.
Wait, you said who and who?
Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg obviously isn't going to be like, I want healthcare, because Snoop Dogg
but
has
I don't think Ice Cube needs healthcare.
he's forgotten about.
What?
He came out, okay, if he had just put out this album by himself, people unlike you who naturally listen to this music in your free time for fun, you're a fan,
I think
wouldn't
people
just
are
be like,
still
Ice Cube is
listening to
worth
it.
140 million.
worth. It doesn't mean he has it.
Ice Cube's a pretty big deal, though.
I understand that, but
I feel like Ice Cube would get the same reaction if Snoop Dogg or like 2 Chainz dropped an album.
I
honestly.
knew
sorry.
when that 2018
Instead of
album came
Ice Cube,
out.
Dr. Dre.
I think Dr.
because-
Dre would get the same.
I do to some extent.
Does Dr.
Okay,
Dre deserve
fine.
healthcare?
I'll stop using artists that you guys know the names of then. I was trying to make it to where you guys could understand where I'm coming from, but no. I'm going to use people you don't know anyone's names then. KRS-One. Exactly. Silence. An old school rapper that used to be super popular but is now forgotten about. Isn't a mainstream part in today's industry. You don't see them at the Grammy Awards. You don't see them on BET anymore.
But what's the
I-
reason for that?
Yeah.
Is it because they haven't continued music and they haven't stayed relevant? Because that's what I see these other
But you
artists.
shouldn't have to do that.
You
But you
mentioned other
should.
people like
No.
Ice Cube.
Your job is entertaining.
So
It's
you're
career.
telling okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
You're not Michael Jackson where you're producing, iconic music that'll live forever. You're talking about Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. They've all found ways to stay relevant through their own
Yeah.
ways.
So you're telling
So
me
you're-
James Earl Jones should have never retired from acting, even though he's almost 80 years old. He has to keep acting in order for him to have
No,
enough
he
but
money.
should have
should've-
money,
no,
then he
but
can
he should
retire.
have saved and invested his money
Absolutely.
Okay,
properly.
but-
like, because if you're gonna make that much, heck yeah, that you're
Let's
giving
say
them
an
more
NBA star,
opportunities
right?
than like we will even have.
Let's say LeBron goes and blows all of his money, right? Does
Okay.
that mean
The Players Association will have his back.
If
That's
he-
the
if he
thing.
blew it
is
all,
they're
why?
still they're still human
That's his
beings.
responsibility that he goes
But
and blows
if
it
you
all.
go and blow millions of dollars,
Right.
you should not.
That's your
be
own
That's
responsibility.
human. It's no different than
human.
it's
You're
no
trying to give me $1 million?
No,
I'm gonna
it's-
show you how to spend it
it's
super
no
fast.
different than you jumping on Amazon one day and being like, I just impulsively spent $150. Damn it. It's no different than that. It's just a larger
But you
amount
can't
of
get
money.
that 100 back.
A larger amount. That's so different. Yeah. if
Yeah,
you're
the
making-
money amount is different, but it's if you have the money, someone is going to do something stupid with it. That's how life works.
If
But
you
doesn't
have
that
the
fall
luxury
back
of
on
having
you?
that much money, then you need to understand the luxury of knowing how to use it. That's how you keep that money.
That's for my whole point is that's for everyone.
Right.
Like when
It's
you
a
went to
basic
the
human
Scholastic
right.
book fair when you were younger and your mom gave you, let's say, $20.
I blew it all.
Right, exactly. And that whose responsibility was that? Was that
Mine.
you or your mom's?
I never said it was
I
my
actually
mom's.
would
It
not
was
always
your
blow it.
fault.
I would save money. Some
Right.
of it. If I didn't spend it all.
But that
yeah.
it comes down to the person, the individual person who's spending the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that some like literally
Yes, but we're talking
the worst
about.
example ever, but Bow Wow specifically saying he's tired of seeing no support for these older artists that you shouldn't have to keep making music just to have money.
No,
Absolutely.
but they at one point made so much money that they could have done this to ensure that
Invest
their
in
own
a business
future.
if you're making that
Yes.
much.
I mean, honestly, you can start up anything. Just get on in those like a Shark Tank type thing, but not Shark Tank. There's that
When-
website. What website am I thinking?
When
of?
you're in a deal like this, you may be worth that money because your music sold that much, but you get screwed over by the label so
Absolutely.
often. The industry itself, my whole point is this industry is not afraid to treat these artists just like NFL and the Actors
Agreed.
Guild or whatever it's
Agreed.
called. They will treat these people like products, and that's it.
I think you
You
should
know-
get
Something
rewarded for the
funny?
things that you make.
I agree.
That's what I
Can I say something funny though? I love how you reference Ice Cube and then you're like, fine, Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre is just worth more than.
I was going to say,
more.
Dr.
No,
Dre
Yeah,
I
worth
beats
more.
alone.
But okay, Dr. Dre's the perfect example. Then what just happened in his divorce? He lost 75% of his money through the divorce. Now
That's
are you-
like
are you-
state law. That's different.
Okay,
though.
but are you saying, well, if you wanted your money, you should have stayed in the bad marriage?
No, but this is a totally different argument.
No,
Like,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
This is supposed to back up them through life more than just music.
Okay, I cannot tell you how many people get screwed through divorce, though. Like, that's
Okay.
a state-by-state law. You should prenup.
Then if he's in
that's
a
ensuring
he
your own
really should've
future.
pre-
Like,
then if
prenup.
he's in a
right.
union, then he will be helped.
I agree that there should be a union and there should always be representation, especially if people are getting screwed over. That is my final statement.
I don't think that they should have a union.
Well, then go tell them that. Because they'll definitely listen.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
No, I think they should have a union. I'm obviously not the person to sit and make the union for them, but
That's fair. That's fair.
But literally, like, the Public Enemy, KRS-One, Curtis Blow, Chuck D, all of them,
know
they're
who
prime
Curtis Blow
examples.
is.
No one should expect Curtis Blow, who was super relevant in the 90s, to have to make some huge return and comeback.
I
That's
don't know.
almost...
I kind of like that.
Yeah, but
So
listen,
my old school. If
If
MC
you're
Hammer
an
if MC
entertainer-
Hammer dropped an album tomorrow,
I'd be on
that's
it.
different.
Even if it's bad.
Yeah, but you shouldn't
Right.
expect it.
true.
Like,
Fair.
Michael,
Let-
Okay,
Michael
I see
Jackson,
where you're
surprise.
coming with that.
Michael
Pleasant
Jackson, Prince, probably will be Drake, are three of the worst examples because they are the people who literally have made timeless music, but
Yeah.
not every artist is timeless.
Agreed.
Like, yes, you're still a fan of like Ice Cube and the West Coast rap, but there are a lot of people
Okay,
out
so
there
you're
that
talking about making a union for middle ground.
yes,
essentially, like-
I'm not looking to help out your Drakes. I'm not looking to help out the people who purposely lost
the
everything.
people who needed
I'm
the
looking-
Bow Wows, the
I'm-
Soulja Boys.
Yes, the people who did something.
Not the Lil Pumps.
Nah.
No, I was just saying like
Okay.
say Lil Pump managed to
I think
keep
that's
his
the
career.
only argument where you lost me.
Well, what my point was, I'm not saying help Lil Pump right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying like for an example, I'm not opposed to him being allowed to have support if he had managed to keep his career intact.
Okay,
Which
but that's then a different
in a way he did because he still makes music, but
No.
he
No.
lost his relevancy. But say he had kept relevancy for a little bit longer.
He also got a whole bunch of stupid tattoos on
Exactly.
his face.
It's no
Gucci gang,
different.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
The reason why I keep bringing up like the NFL wanting a union is because it's no different than like how they keep doing their retired players dirty. You know,
Mhm.
their OGs are getting no help, but they are still suffering from CTE on the daily.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you're still losing me with the sports comparison. Because, like, I agree, sports. I know.
Not gonna lie.
this
I
is
got
gotta wrap
a
up.
show in 10 minutes and I still got to get dressed.
okay,
That's crazy.
Go ahead and do that then.
Thanks for being
Well,
on
dude,
today,
thank you guys
Gabe.
for
Well,
having me. I enjoyed these
I take the
conversations.
L. I'll go talk to people who know what I mean.
I'm trying to think what else.
Just be smart with your money.
Yeah.
Okay, but life happens.
I get paid. I blow all my money. I don't ask for more money. I go and make more.
Well, the whole point is
it's my
it's
responsibility.
not giving people money. What do you guys not get about this? Never
Nothing's
mind.
free. I forgot what president said it, but nothing's
Man.
free.
Alrighty.
Stay
Never
moisturized
mind.
and motivated.
Okay, so.
Never mind. Wrong topic for today, apparently. Gosh.
Dang. Well, see ya. And yeah.
Jesus.
What a.
What an episode. Gosh, I need a nap.
I thought you were going to say a drink, but you know.
I need a nap. My head feels like it's going to explode now.
Mm,
Just
mm.
too much knowledge. That's
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
too much knowledge.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And on that note, you know,
I've been Gavin the Chef Cook.
I'm Callie Cole.
We'll see you next time on Past the